Welcome, everybody, to another fantastic episode of TechFlix. My name is Joe Marquez, your friendly neighborhood EdTech coach, and today I want to show you how we're going to be able to create an assignment agenda in Google Classroom, which automatically creates a shareable calendar for you that you can then send out to your parents so they can be kept up to date with everything going on in your classroom, with you having to do nothing more than add that agenda to your Google Classroom. So I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to come into our Google Classroom. So here's our Google Classroom. The name of our classroom that we're going to use is Example Classroom. I'm going to jump on over here to Classwork. The first thing you want to make sure that you have is you have a topic area titled Daily Agenda. So I'm just showing you how to create that. I went over to Create. I'm going to type Daily Agenda right there. I always love to use emojis as part of my topic descriptions, especially for younger kids. They can easily identify what section they're going into. So I'm going to go ahead and right click here. It's going to give me the option for an emoji, and I'm going to select this check mark to check off the daily agenda. And you can see now I have a new topic here called Daily Agenda. So now all you have to do is just like you would put your agenda or your must complete items on your whiteboard for the students to see what's happening that day, you're going to just bring it in here digitally for your students. So I'm going to show you how we're going to do that. So I'm going to hit Create Assignment, and I'm going to call this Daily Agenda. And today's the 9th, so I'm going to put 9/9/24. So that's the title. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to paste a generic classroom agenda just so you can see what that looks like. So it's in the instructional box. And so basically it says agenda. And it says the big idea. So the big idea is maybe the essential question you have today, or the main overarching question you want your students to be able to understand before the end of class that day. And then maybe the 2 or 3 activities that you're going to have your students do that day. You can easily separate this in. Instead of the activities, it can be number 1, math, and then what you're doing in math. Number 2, science, what you're going to be doing in science. You can easily adjust how you change this 1, 2, 3. I have a section over here for homework, and you can bold this if you want so that the kids can really look at it. What's the homework for the day? But here's the kicker. Underneath it says, if you have read the above agenda, and so if you've read the above agenda and you understand what needs to get done today and what homework is due tonight, please mark this as done in your Google Classroom. This gives a little bit of onus on the students. When they come into your class, they get out their computer, they go into Google Classroom, they see the day's agenda, they read it, and they only mark it as done if they've read it and understand what is expected of them that day. Just a really great way to give them some accountability. Then you come on over here to the side, and I want to make sure it's going to the right classroom, of course. I never mark these as points, so I always do it as ungraded. But here's the key. You have to put a due date on these things. So I'm going to put the due date is today. It's the 9th. And then the time that it's going to be due, I always put like noon, especially in elementary, because then you have the first half of the day for them to jump in here and do that if they don't do it right away. And then I want to make sure that I put it under the correct topic. I want to put it underneath my daily agenda. And so there we go. So I went ahead and did that, and I hit Assign. Now, the cool thing is, because I have created this agenda, because I put a due date on it and a time on it, that means it automatically creates the same agenda on your classroom calendar. All the students who are in your classroom also get this added to their classroom calendar. But the key to this is we want this classroom calendar to be available for parents. So to do that, we come over here to the left-hand side of this Google Calendar. We're going to scroll down and find the name of our class. The name of this class was Example Classroom. So I'm going to come over here and look for it. Here it is, right here, Example Classroom. And you're going to select these 3 dots. And from these 3 dots, you're going to select Settings and Sharing. You can add a description, and if you want, do whatever you want. But here's the main thing you want to do. You want to select make sure it's viewable to the public so your parents can see it, and you want to make sure it's all the event details so the parents can see the agenda, how it is listed. And then you grab the shareable link. Now, once you've grabbed the shareable link, you're going to send this to your parents, via email, or you can put it on your website and say, click here to add our class calendar. You can do anything like that. But let's say this is the parents' calendar right here. Once they click on that link right here, it'll ask them if they would like to add this class calendar to their calendar. And they can choose yes. There we go. And now you can see that whenever you post a daily assignment, it will be added to the parent calendar. Let me show you that every time you add an assignment now, it'll appear on the parent's calendar. So we're going to add another assignment over here to our daily agenda. So I'm going to click create. I'm going to click assignment, and this one's going to be daily agenda. This is for 9/10, so it's going to be for tomorrow. And then you're going to go ahead and put in your agenda. I always have a template for the agenda so that you don't have to write it over and over and over again, but you would change that day's big idea. You would change the 3 things that you are going to do that day, add the homework if they have any, but leave the if you've read this all the way down. Again, we're going to make sure it's in the classroom that we want it to be into. We're going to make sure that it is ungraded, so it's no points. We're going to put the due date as the 10th, but the same thing, we're going to make this 12 p.m. noon, just like that. And once you're done, you just hit assign. And you can see that this agenda will now appear underneath your daily agendas. And when you do this, it will appear over on your parent side as well for the next day. So now, again, all you have to do is create a daily agenda for the day, just like you would put it on your whiteboard, but you're putting it in your Google Classroom. And even if you don't have your students go in each day and mark it as done, this is still a great way to stay into contact with your parents without having to send them multiple emails about what's going on. They can have it added to their calendar. Now, if they don't want to add your calendar to their calendar, there's one other option that you have. So instead of grabbing the shareable link, you're going to scroll down just a little bit farther underneath the integrate calendar, and here is the public URL calendar right here. And what you're going to do with there is just hand them that, send them that, and when they are when they're online, they can just click on it, and they can see the calendar for the class, see everything about it. It just won't be added to their specific one. I like it to be added to their specific one so that it's always on their phone. They can check it, they can look at it, they can do all that stuff. But if they don't want to do that, they can just do this visual view by you sharing just the website view of it. So I hope this helps you out, because again, I did this in my science class, and by creating the daily agendas, it really held my students accountable, but at the same time, it automatically placed it on our class calendar, which I had given to my parents at the beginning of the year. And so they knew exactly what we were doing each and every day. And they knew exactly what I was asking of my students, and they knew homework, and they knew the big ideas. They knew everything without me needing to do anything extra other than posting it into my classroom. So I hope this has helped you out. I hope, this is something that you can integrate into your workflow. If you need any help, you know how to contact me, you know how to find me, and I'll be happy to come in and get this routine set up for you. So until next time, have yourselves a wonderful, wonderful day.